Alrighty there, hello everyone and welcome in. We're just getting ready to go live with qualifying here for round 2 of the Midwest Endurance Series. Just got a couple cars coming out of the pits already. Beagle Hunter is going to be the first one to go for a flying lap out here today. Looks like everyone's out on the soft tire right now. Not sure, we may see some people using different tires for qualifying, may not. Like the Beagle Hunter is going to have some issues there with some people coming out on the track and ready to set their flying lap times, or he may have just given up that lap altogether. But EDA Perfect Pond sets a 1:18.8, so that's going to be the start of the lap times for today, setting the pace for everybody. And Gabri was second across the line, he sets a 1:19.8, just a second off the pace there. T-Brum sets a new fastest lap for the qualifying with a 1:18.3. And everyone in the chat right now, I want you to let me know who you think is going to win this race. I want to hear some bold predictions. See if anyone wants to shoot in the dark or wait till we get a few qualifying times on the board, but love to hear what you guys have to think. Alright, so we got Pork saying Grumpy Old Catman's gonna take the win here today. Let's see if he's able to live up to the hype here. He's on an outlap right now, so we'll see what kind of pace he's got on his first attempt here. T-Brum is still holding the P1 at the moment with a 1:18.3. Starting to see a few more lap times coming in. A lot of people lapping in the 1:20s, all staying fairly consistent back down there. Grumpy Old Catman now starts his flying lap. Let's ride on board with him and see what he's got. Nice and easy around these corners here. You don't want to give it too much throttle. It'll be pretty easy to spin out, especially if you take a little bit too much curb in a couple of these areas. Coming into one of my favorite parts of the track right here. Nice little sharp turn. Looks like he does have a little bit of an issue here in the chicane. Loses it, but does well to keep the car moving forward. Let's see what kind of time he's going to have. If nothing else, will be good for a banker lap. That puts him P10 with a 121.5. T-Brim still out in front, but Majako, our previous race winner, with a 118.7. Looks like P. Gonzalez has had a bit of a spin here. Not sure what happened there. Looks like he might have lost it coming out of a corner there and lost pretty much all of his front wing at that one, I do believe. Yes, all of his front wing is now gone. So he's going to be making his way back around to the pits, hoping to get a lap time in. Got Darksider in the Haas on an out lap there. Just curious to see what kind of pace he's going to have here tonight. Most of these guys are just going to be hanging out in the pits, only probably going to see a few cars going around trying to improve on their lap times. Bottom 15, you're going to try to improve quite a bit. It looks like KB has been the first retirement. He's going to P7. Must be feeling pretty confident with that I should be able to hold on to that one. See quite a few guys on their out laps here. And Lucky Prime. setting a new. He's going for a new lap attempt here. He's down in P14. Imagine he's going to want to be aiming to get himself up into the top 10. He's got the speed for it. He's got a Haas chilling in there on the side, just getting out of the way for him. By 0.6 of a second on his previous lap time already, setting a Sector 2 fastest time as well. Able to improve himself up to P13s. Not quite the improvement he'd be looking for, but at the moment he is still going to be safe at the end of Q1. Looks like all the way from 6th down to 13th is split by less than a second. So it's going to be a little bit of a tight battle here. I imagine some later stages of qualifying. Looks like Burden has a spin here and just grabs a little bit too much of the inside curb. He's quick to get out of the way of those around him on laps, which is good to see. P. Gonzalez is on a lap now, it looks like. He's down in P17, and if he wants to make it into Q2, he's going to need to get a lap on the board, and it's going to need to be a pretty decent lap at that. Going to need at least a 120.8, and he is spun yet again. Seems like he's having a little bit of trouble, might not have the best setup where tires are a little warm or something. Hopefully he's able to get a lap up on the board. Get it to win. It is also still in the pits as well, yet to set a lap time. Burden is also on a flying lap as well at the moment. I feel like he wants to improve on his time a bit. Maybe get a little bit of practice, but he also has an invalidated lap. So we'll check back with him in a minute and see what kind of lap he's got. And just behind him in 12th place, Dalton is on a lap. He's not up a whole lot on his time, just 0.04 of a second there. Grumpy old Catman has gone P5, which is a big improvement from where he was a few minutes ago, and a lot farther down the order. T-Brim still holding the fastest lap time. No one's able to close up that gap, it looks like. Quite yet. Gonzalez is retired now from this session, and Valentine is also taking a little trip off-road. Darksider is on an outlap as well, and he's got a 1 minute 41 to his name. So he's going to be looking to improve on that and get a little bit more competitive lap time out of it. This Burden is coming around the final corner now. Let's see what kind of pace he's got. Much of an improvement. He goes from P11 to P4 with a 1:19.3, so I'm sure he'll be more than happy with that. Catman does not improve on that lap time. See, as Drops has a little bit of a spin. Looks like he might have just not had the grip he was looking for. And almost it's taken out there by a Ferrari. Here. Darksider has had another spin, it would appear. He's just going to be hanging out in the gravel trap, and that is going to be the end of Q1. Top 15 are all going to move on, and the bottom 3, that's where they're going to be starting. May have a couple late joiners still, so wait to hear back from one. So this is the last trip coming into the pits, and now we're going to be getting ready to move on to Q2 here in a moment. So it looks like the top 3 are all staying pretty close to each other. T-Brum definitely has a 1 lap advantage. I believe he set just 1 lap time. That was it for the session so far. But Jacko won last week's race. He was pretty consistent throughout that race, so I imagine he's going to be doing the same again here. It looks like Perfect Pond is going to have a penalty there that I saw. Looks like it's some track limits. Darksider was speeding in the pit lane as well. So we just lost the 3 out of qualifying. As top 15 will move on to Q2 here. So Gonzalez P16, Darksider's P17. Again, it to win it never set a lap time, and he's going to be starting around the back in P18. Almost full grid tonight, but might be getting 1 or 2 more before lights out. Not quite sure. So we'll see who's going to be the first out on the track to set a lap time here. I imagine some of the top guys of Q1 are going to want to get out and get a lap time in there early. It looks like Burden is going to be the first one, one of the first ones out of the pits. Got one car in front of him. They've got a few more guys coming out on the track now. Got most everyone out on track, just a few still in the pits. I imagine they're going to want to let the track rubber in just a little bit before they all come out and set their lap times. Looks like Pork Chops is going to be the first to start a flying lap here. Let's ride on board with him, see what he's able to pull out. Pork is just now entering Sector 3. Hasn't seemed to be losing too much time anywhere. Been a pretty solid lap all around. So I see what kind of pace he's going to have for that one there. It's going to be a 121.6. It's slower than most of the times we were seeing in Q1, so I'm sure he'll be looking to improve on that. His grumpy old Catman is now set the fastest time with a 118.8. Seems to be got a few guys up there with all within a tenth of each other. Gonna be fighting over that. His Lucky Prime sets a 120. His T-Brum is set at 118.3. It's gonna be the new fastest lap time. We got Lucky Prime has a little bit of a spin here. He's going to reverse off the track to let the cars around him go through. Valentine here is on a flying lap. He's also validated his lap time. Gabri with the Sector 1 time of 22.6. Goes a little bit wide and invalidates his lap time there. A little bit of understeer, wasn't able to quite rein it in. Valentine has started another flying lap, hopefully he won't invalidate this time. Gonna see what kind of lap time he can put in on those. His tires are gonna be a lap old, having run that. And he does go a bit wide there, so he's not gonna have much of a representative time with this one. I wonder if he's just gonna dive into the pits for a new set of tires at this point. Get a little bit of a refuel too. He's probably gonna be running a bit low. Clearing off on the side there, might have had a spin. So he's going to let a car behind on a flying lap through. Spurgeon gets disqualified, he must have been stationary for too long there. He's up in P6 with a 119.5, that might be enough to get him through to Q3. Random Dutchman here on a flying lap. He's yet to set a time. So far in qualifying 2, Not Gravity is also on a flying lap with the fastest Sector 2 time. So we'll see what kind of laps they're going to be putting out for us. So Dutchman has gone just a little bit faster through Sector 2 there. So Not Gravity is going to be the first to cross the line, and he's going to go P6 with his time. See what Random Dutchman's able to do here. And he is going to have a 120.1, that's going to put him P9. Not a super comfortable position to be in right now, but he does have 7 minutes to get out and put in a better lap time as well. Eagle Hunter is coming out just out of the last little bit of Sector 3 on a flying lap himself. Looks like it's going to be a pretty good lap time here. It's going to be in the 118s, 118.9. It's going to put him P5, which would be a pretty comfortable position. Not sure how much these guys are going to be able to improve. Doesn't seem like the track is rubbering up too much over the run here. Got most everyone in the pits. Got a couple guys going out on out laps right now. Gabri has invalidated another lap time, so he's gonna have to go around at least another time before he's able to set a time. Valentine is also on an out lap himself. Let's see, hopefully they're both able to get something up on the boards. I'd like to see those guys up a little bit higher. Valentine's now about to start a flying lap for himself. Let's see what he's able to put in. DeGabri has seemed to have invalidated his lap up ahead of him, so he'll have to get out of the way at some point if that gap closes down a little bit more. This Valentine has also gone just a little bit wide. It looks like these couple of these guys are having just a little bit of a hard time keeping it on track around some of these longer, windier corners. Have to needed to adjust their setups a little bit, but apart from me, not going to be able to do too much. Bill is up 3/10 on his previous lap time. He's down in P10 at the moment, and he stays P10, only able to improve by 0.08 of a second there. So not the kind of improvement he would have liked. Must have lost a little bit of time out of the final corner there. Let's do the final chicane very beautifully there. Seems like he's going to be on a bit of a flyer there, and that is indeed a 1:18.025 with the new fastest lap. That's just going to be about 3/10 faster than T-Brum with the previous fastest lap. He's going to be maybe a little bit challenged by that. I'm not sure he's going to need to come out and set another lap time. He might just for the fun of it, but we got 3 minutes left in Q2 here. So we got the bottom two looking still have not set a lap yet. So DeGabri's able to get a lap up on the board with 1:19. It's going to put him P8. Valentine is able to go P3 with a 1:18.7. Great improvement from them there. It's going to push some of these other guys a little bit farther down. Stelzon looks like he's going to be going out to improve his time. 11th through 13th, still sitting in the pits there. His Pork Chops is on a lap there. He's just going a little bit slower than he was before on a previous lap, so hopefully he's able to pick that up, turn that into something better to get himself up into the top 10. A yellow flag in sector 3 looks like it fixed itself though. This random Dutchman is now also going to be coming out on his out lap. He'll be looking to improve as well. He's not too far off of the top 10, so just needs a little bit more to get himself into that grouping there. Pork Chops is now into sector 3, coming up on the chicane. So he's able to do this, slows it down well, gets a nice rotation through there, doesn't seem to lose too much time. He's able to keep it inside the track, and he's going to go with just a little bit slower than his previous lap, so he's not able to improve on that time there. Maybe where he sits, not sure he's going to have enough time for another lap here. Lucky Prime doesn't seem to be wanting to improve on his lap. Random Dutchman now on a flying lap is going to have a great chance here at pushing himself up, and just needs to improve by a little over a 10th, and he'll be able to move on to Q3. Is now starting his flying lap here. It's going to be his last chance to try to make something work for him there. Doesn't appear that Pork Chops is going to be going for another lap. He's only on 6% ERS, so he's not going to be able to get too far with that. It's not Gravity has a spin there in the first corner. Now his qualifying is officially ended. It's got a couple guys out on track still. T-Brim has set the new fastest lap with a 1:17.5, so improving quite a bit there. Aaron Dutchman goes a little bit slow through that final chicane. Let's see what he's able to pull out here. He's going to improve. He does. He improved himself to P9. So he's going to sneak through into Q3, and that pushes Adolfin down a bit into P11. And Mark Gravity is tired already, and he's going to be the last to make it through. So we've just got a couple guys now going to be coming around. Walter stays 7th there. Is 1:18.9. Here's going to be the top 10 for qualifying 2. Looks like Red Bull have locked out the front row this week, which is nice to see for them from the constructor side of things. Alpine seems to be the only other team that's got both drivers in the top 10 right now, so we're going to see what's going to be going with there. Front 5 are looking strong indeed. This is going to be quite an interesting race. You're going to have quite the showdown into turn 1, I bet you. If everyone can keep it clean, that is. I know last week we had a few guys get into it right off the line and weren't able to get too far into the race before they DNF'd. Hoping we don't have a repeat of that. Got the top 9 here for you. I'll go into Q3. Let's see. Jacko, I'm sure, is going to be wanting to start from pole again, coming off of last round's win. Don't have Screnzi with us here today. He came up to P2, just barely lost out to Jacko down at the final corner. Just ran out of gas a little too soon. Got a few cars coming out of the pits now. Looks like we're going to have most everybody, half the field out now. We're going to be looking to get a bit of clear air for their laps. Looks like they're ceding some position there. Might want to follow him in the slipstream or just let him pass so he doesn't have to worry about him. Rick Pond's going to be the first one to start a flying lap here. Let's see what kind of sector times he's able to pound out here. Everyone except for Valentine out on track right now, setting a flying lap or on an out lap. And he's going to want to get out and get a lap in sooner rather than later. qualifying is going to be a little bit shorter for Q3 as opposed to the previous two. Pond seems to be having a very firm grip over this track here, knows what he's doing. Grabs a little bit of a curb there, but not too much. Be able to keep the car under control. Coming into this downhill section, it is pretty easy to lose your rear end coming in with all the momentum shifts. He's coming around the final corner. Looks like he's got himself a very handy lap there with the 118.1. So he's going to be pretty happy with that, I would imagine. As T-Brum actually is able to go with the 117.6, just 5/10 faster there. This grumpy old Catman sets a 119. Eagle Hunter coming into the pits here. Looks like he abandoned his lap attempt. This random Dutchman is setting a flying lap here. He's on the 12, coming out of the final corner here. See what he's able to piece together. That's a 119.6 is going to go P5 there. So KB is out on 1 lap old tires now. So you have to set a lap. He goes P3 with a 118.6 for those 2 lap old tires now. It's a pretty good lap for him there. So Chaco is in P3 now, actually with a 118.1. His top 3 or 4 drivers are staying pretty consistent with each other, keeping very close margins. Let's see if they'll be able to carry this through. Last week we had good bit of racing from KB and a couple of the other guys throughout the entire race, so big props to them for keeping it clean for all of that as well, so it's really nice to see. Beagle Hunter's on his outlap now. Valentine is just coming into Sector 3 on his flying lap. So his Mercedes just parked right on the corner there. Not sure if Valentine's ran out of fuel here or what's going on. Lost a lot of speed there in that final corner. Not sure if he just let up or ran out of fuel, but these guys are going to be all coming into the pits now. Beagle Hunter is the last to set a lap time. He's going to have a good bit of clear air to do that on track. A couple of Red Bulls up in Sector 1 right now, but they won't be far out of his way by then. Just under 5 minutes left in Q3. Just gonna be wanting to wait until just the very end of the session to come out and set laps with the tires. Laying down a little bit of extra rubber on the track there as the track grips up a bit. Every last bit is going to help these guys, especially at the top when it's this close of a field. Random Dutchman has also retired with in P7. He seems to be pretty happy with that lap there. 119.6. Looks like Perfect Pond and Jacko are on their way out, or Perfect Pond is in the pit still. Jacko is on an out lap right now. As Begonter rounds the final corner. He's going to go P4 with a 118.5. It's going to be a pretty solid lap time there. He may have enough time to get around to the pits if he wanted to go for another out lap, or a flying lap, but if not, that's probably going to put him in a pretty good position here for this race. Got a couple guys in the pits. Grumpy Old Catman is out on the flying lap, and he is 3/10 up on his previous time. So looking like he's going to be moving up a few spots so he can hold on to this. Oh, his random has crashed. I've been told. Thank you for that, though. Not sure what happened to him there. Let's say he lost a wheel. Up to P2 with that lap. He improves by 9/10. It's going to give him a 118.0, splitting the Red Bulls at the top there. It's there in the pits still. Looks like one's on it, coming out of the pits now, or maybe into the pits. He's going to try to improve his lap time there, it looks like. So both of the Red Bulls are out. Jacko is up a little bit on his previous time. He's in P4 currently. Looking like Beagle Hunter is also on his way into the pits. Not sure he's going to have time to set another lap. As KB and DeGabry and Valentine are all out on laps as well. They're on their way. Coming around the final corners now. But Jacko is coming through the final little bit. Gonna see what he's able to pull out. Suppose P4, P2 there. He's able to improve a good bit. Now those Red Bulls are gonna be desperate to try to lock out that front again. Their lap times. KB is up just a little bit on his laps. Not sure how much he's going to improve. He might go a little bit through the second and third sector here. Hopefully he's able to find some pace there. Valentine is also in a similar situation, not too far behind him. I wonder what they're going to bring out. Gabby is just starting his run, so we'll see where he ends up here in a minute. KB is up a 10th now, which would give him an improvement over KB. He does move up to P5. Gabri's up 2/10 on his lap time. Pond hasn't improved too much in the first sector. See what he's able to do in the second now. T-Brum has set a fastest sector 2 time, and that's going to bring the end of qualifying. So these last laps are going to be the final runs you're going to see for qualifying today. Catman beat his personal best by 2/10 with his time of a 118.0, so good job there from you. Hoping you can grab that win today, but I'm not biased at all or anything. And so we got Perfect Pond is now coming into the final sector, gets a little bit much curb there. Not sure if he was able to hold on to the time he gained, or if that's going to slow him down a bit. He is 3/10 slower. KB is also not on a flying lap. He's just coming into the pits as well. Valentine also is 7 seconds down on his time, so it's not going to be able to improve there. And I do believe that's going to be it for qualifying for us. T-Bone able to hold on to pole there, just barely beating out Jacko by 0.6 of a second in the end there. All these top guys have been pretty consistent these past. Garfield Catman grabs P3 with a 1:18.0. Perfect Pond is going to be in P4 with a 1:18.1. KB and a 1:18.4 is going to be your top 5. Can be some pretty consistent lap times there. T-Brum able to get himself a nice gap of 0.6 there for pole position. But after that, everyone seems to be within 1 or 2 tenths of each other, all the way down to the 9th position. So really nice spread here evenly, pretty consistently as well. Looks like Not Gravity has left this session here, not sure what he's doing there. Sure, just waiting for the game to load up here. Might have a little bit of a glitch. But I had a couple guys leave the lobby. Not sure what's happening. I'll let you guys know as soon as we find some stuff out. So it looks like our race may be just a little bit longer, as a couple of you have pointed out already in the chat. It's So we got a lobby update. Another guy's left the session. Might be having a little bit of a desync issue with some of these drivers. Codemasters don't like to make it easy for us to organize these things. So we may have to get custom lobby going here. Something to get these guys back in if that's the case. See, might be fixing it. Oh, seem to be good now. So a couple of them are coming back in now. So we got the lights are coming on, seems to be getting everything going here again. 5 lights are on. And this lights out and away we go. Got a one-stop strategy of 22 as we've got AlphaTauri's off in the grass already. We got Majaco's taking the lead now into turn 1, followed closely by T-Brum. But Majaco goes off track just a little bit, giving advantage to T-Brum there as he's going to take the lead. These guys are staying pretty close into this corner here. It's a little bit of contact from Jacko there on the T-Brum. Gonna slow him down a little bit, not wanting to damage that front wing. Gonna have a bit of issue turning later on in this race. Good bit. Didn't seem to be too much contact there in turn 1. These guys are all starting to just kind of even out just a little bit so far. As T-Brum is able to get a gap of 5/10 up at the front. Jacko is still pretty close there. Let's see what he's able to do. Maybe we're thinking about making a move into down front straight. Able to get pretty good slipstream in there into the first corner. Brandon Dutchman is down in 18th and back by just a fair bit. It's a 127.1. He's going to be looking to extend his gap on Jacko there, get outside of that DRS range before lap 3. Snap Gravity is able to make a move there on Grumpy Old Catman down in P6. Top guys are kind of all starting to spread out a little bit there. Beagle Hunter is just outside of DRS range by about a second now on Jacko. He's going to need to close that in if he's going to want to keep KB off of him there. It's not too far behind. 2 seconds down, but that gap is sure to close up rapidly. And Grumpy Old Catman and Gravity still staying pretty close with each other here, as well as Gravity staying on the back of KB. Looks like he got doubles waved in sector 2. As Darksider has had a spin here, it's going to promote him down to 17th position there. As Gravity's moving up pretty closely, maybe look he's going to dive down the inside here, but thinks better of it. It's a pretty tough spot to make an overtake. It's a lot smarter to save it for the straights. Let's see what they're able to do there. Darksider still appears to be on the track there. So he's going to go right alongside of him there. He's got a great run out of that final corner there. He's going to want to be holding on to that into this corner here, and looks like he does do a good job of that. He's able to stop KB from sneaking back up around the other side. As they both go wide and off the track there, that's going to give Grumpy Old Catman a chance to move in just a little bit here. These guys are all staying pretty close and consistent with each other. Pretty good mix of tires here. KB is going to be one of the only ones in the top 5. He's going to be the only one in the top 5 running that medium compound. So he's going to be looking for a bit of a later stop in the race as opposed to the soft runners. Maybe be able to go for an overcut strategy here, see how well that works out for him. Valentine has gone onto the hard tire. He's going to be looking for a much longer stint. Probably going to try to get those to last the majority of the race and just stick with a one stop. These guys are all staying pretty close and consistent with each other. In fact, it was within 8/10 of T-Brumman up in P1 and P2. It's looking like he's going to want to start making a move up there. Not able to do anything on this lap. Darksider is up in Sector 2 now. He's got a good distance back from almost everyone. Gravity, KB, and Catman are still all staying pretty consistent. Catman is looking for any of those two to make a mistake, give him the opportunity to advance here a little bit. As you can see, the position changes there from everyone. Gonzalez is up 8 spots, putting him up into P8. Seems to be the most gained out of anybody. Burden, after getting disqualified in Q2, is up 5 spots, putting him P10, getting it to win it. Didn't set a qualifying time, but has worked his way up to P12 already. Gravity, with a great start, moves from P10 up to P4 with that 6th position change. And Beagle Hunter is also up 3 spots. So Random Dutchman and Darksider both have stopped already. They may have had some wing damage, needed to go in and get those changed. They're going to be on the hard tires now as well, looking for a long, steady stint to just let the track rubber in a bit and hopefully be able to advance later in the race. As Gravity and Catman are going at it here. With a pretty good old scrap here for P5. Gravity's now looking to make a move on KB. He's not able to find anything on the outside. Looking down here, maybe he's able to pull something off in this upcoming DRS zone. In the pits, Gravity goes a little bit wide there. Doesn't lose too much time there. Catman isn't able to close up on him quite yet. Aldotonian is staying pretty close to the back of Gonzalez, who goes wide there coming out of this corner. Able to close up just a little bit closer. And have DRS coming onto this next straight. Jacko and T-Brum are still staying consistent with each other. Not much has changed there. Jacko hasn't been able to close in too much closer. Might be waiting till a little bit further to the race when the tires start dropping off a little bit to try making a move. As we've got Vil is down here in the pits. Looks like he might have had a spin or something, or hit the inside of the pit wall coming into the pits there. Not sure what he's doing. If that was intentional or not. He's able to get the move done on Gonzalez with the inside. So going through Sector 2 now. See if he's able to defend it into this corner. He is pretty easily. Not a whole lot of opposition there for Gonzalez. Skin It to Win It is going pretty slow on track. Not sure what he's got going on there. Not sure if he has damage or anything like that. Nothing that I can see. His Pork Chops is just going strong and consistent here. He's 2 seconds behind on Gabri, who is in 12th. He's had a little bit of a moment there, had some yellow flags in Sector 1. This T-Brum is already coming up onto lap traffic. That's going to be Darksider in front of him. Not sure what happened there, just a little bit of a glitch. Gonzalez got a 3-second time penalty for track violations. As Perfect Pond is able to get past him. Started and qualified pretty well, far up the grid. It's down in P9 at the moment. These guys are all staying pretty close and consistent with each other. Let's see a move made here by Gravity and the Haas up ahead. He's just going to follow him into the corner, not thinking about any sort of crazy move there, but he is going to creep over just a little bit. Might be making a move up around the outside, possibly. Is he able to pull it off? His tires don't have enough grip to get around the outside there before Beagle Hunter can slam the door on him. But he is all over the back of him, just getting ready to make a move out of this final corner. He's going to need a good exit here. Get a little bit of a jump on him there. He's got about 20% ERS, but he's able to make the move done nicely. Beagle Hunter not able to do much there. He has to choose one way to defend. Yellow flags into the beginning of Sector 2. Not sure we've got spinning there. Gonna see in just a second. Appears to be Lucky Prime, maybe. The old Catman is making a move around the outside, tempted to. Not able to make anything of it. But it's going to have another opportunity here at this next DRS zone. Thinks about a late move, but doesn't have enough room to pull it off there. See if he's able to make anything happen coming around this next little part of the track. Valentine has had a little bit of a spin back there. It's going to drop him back a few places. The old Catman is a little bit far back to be able to do something at the start of the stretch, but might have enough time to make something happen here, as he's able to breeze right past Beagle Hunter there. Looks like he's not going to have too much trouble. We're not going to have to defend that one very much. It's a nice pass from him there. Mr. Gabri is all over the back of Burden here. Looks like Burden is very low on ERS at the moment compared to Gabri. Got that flashing light on the back there, letting him know, let the drivers behind know that he's harvesting energy up. See what he's able to do here in this next part. Just don't imagine anyone's having too much trouble with tires quite yet. Should be good to go for a bit longer.
Gabba, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear. How you doing?
Doing well. How's it going?
Not too bad. Looks like we got a little bit of a pretty solid start to the race here. Sure,
You'll have to catch me up. What's happened so far?
Alright, so we haven't had a whole lot of incidents or anything like that, but everyone's been keeping it pretty clean. T-Bum and Jacko are still duking it out for the lead, though. It's a couple penalties, but nothing too crazy.
You got some interesting strategies going on, I see.
Yeah, there's a good bit going on. We had a couple guys spinned and had to put on a few hards. They only started with a couple guys on hard, though.
Okay. So, do you remember, or I guess, how long do you think these softs are going to go till? Do you think?
I think it said it was around lap 20. They're gonna last till
right.
2022. Yep. So I imagine everyone's gonna either be going for the aggressive medium or gonna be putting on the hards.
It's like T-Brum's really pulling a gap there to Elma Jacko.
Yeah, he's got a 2.8 second lead by now. Both been doing well with their ERS management. Catman and Gravity are still staying pretty close to each other. These guys like battling it out on track here.
Yellows looks like McLaren. That's Verdon.
Spin there. Catman's gonna
Gonzalez. Verdon's going in.
Valentine started on the hards. Let's see where he started out at. Oh, he's gonna have a bit of a spin there.
It's nice to see the Mr. Commissioner Pork Chops in the lobby tonight.
Yeah, it's fun seeing him race.
Never thought I'd see him out here.
Yeah, doesn't happen very often, it seems like.
No. I think he said this was his first 100% race tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I believe so.
I've only ever done a couple 100%ers, and they're taxing, to say the least.
They are. It's definitely... You definitely zone out after a while. You know, these guys are still pretty focused on their gaps, but it's going to definitely be difficult to maintain that mental stamina towards the end of the race.
I agree. Normally around like lap 20, 27, somewhere around there, seems like everyone kind of just goes into autopilot for a bit there. Is Valentine or Daltonian still pretty close to each other? Getting it to win it makes a move on Gonzalez, though, putting him up into P10.
Where did Get It to Win It qualify? Was he around P10?
He actually didn't set a qualifying time, so he started in the back in P18. So he's had a good run to get himself up that far. Hit that off of pretty much the end of lap 1.
I'm gonna be really curious to see how this strategy plays out because, you know, even though there's a pretty sizable gap from Majako to KB, you know, KB is on those mediums, so if he can really make those last and pull off the one stop, then he could be in the fight for the lead towards the end of this race.
That's kind of what I was thinking. That's a good point there. Glad you mentioned that. Yeah, you should be able to get, what do you think, it's about, what, 5, 10 extra laps on those mediums over the softs?
Yeah, I would think so. You could probably stretch those to, I'm thinking, lap 28 to 30, and then you could do 36 on the hards.
That wouldn't be a bad split at all. Curious, yeah, what Majako, if they're gonna might have the pace to pull off a 2-stop. Remember last week?
I think T-Brum and Majako are gonna be, you know, they're gonna be flying on those soft and medium tires all the way to the end, or maybe they could be going hard and going super long on the hards and stretch these softs. But one guy I'm looking at now is Valentine, who's on those hards in 7th. See what he can do. Probably going to the mediums at the end.
Yes, and he did start on lows as well. He's the only driver to start there. As Catman's come into the pits, he's put on mediums.
We've got an Alpha Tauri off in 3rd sector. Looks like Lucky Prime.
Lucky Prime again. He's been spinning a little bit.
Oh, there's another one.
Notice in the chat a couple of the guys said they were having a little bit of trouble finding a good balance for their setups. Especially after this new patch, everything kind of got all rearranged again.
Yep, 3rd sector of Spain can definitely get a little bit slippery sometimes.
Absolutely.
So tire wear will really come into play towards the end of this race if guys can have the grip to keep it together through there.
I do love this long sweeping turns around this track, but once your tires start going off, this track quickly loses its allure.
Yep, totally agree. I don't know what it is with this game, but there's been a lot of instances in these long corners where you're, you know, in 5th or 6th gear and you end up spinning, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not gravity's gone into the pits.
I don't know what tire he's going to put on as Beagle Hunter's making a move on Pork Drops around the outside here. Pork able to hold him off. Not able to make anything of that one there from Beagle Hunter.
Looks like gravity's gone hard, so I wonder if that's a commitment to go to the end there.
It may be. It'd be a bit of a stretch there. Maybe a late set of sauce, but Pork dives into the pits. Let's see what he's gonna slap on there. Looks like he's going for another set of softs. Lucky Prime's got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. He's not having a best of races today, it seems like.
Looks like Gonzalez just got ahead of Pork there.
Pork is going to be able to make that back up rather quickly, I would imagine, on those fresh soft split. Gonzalez tires are only a lap old. Gravity is going to have that penalty, 3 seconds of penalties to deal with too. So curious to see if he's going to be able to make enough of a dent there to negate that.
Yeah, I know myself and Not Gravity had a really great battle in Bahrain 2 weeks ago. He's a very capable driver. I think sometimes doesn't have the best of luck, but he's a very, very pacey driver. We got here in 100%.
Yeah, you guys were going at it for quite a while. That was a
Yes.
really fun battle to watch.
Yeah.
Looks like everyone's starting to kind of spread out a little bit. Nobody within DRS range at the moment. I think everyone's just kind of cooling off to maintain their tires.
And looks like we got an Alfa Romeo.
Gabri's gone for a little spin there.
It's one of those particularly slippery corners. It's very easy to lose it right there.
Just get a little too over eager. Got a Red
Got
Bull?
a Red Bull.
Looks like it was perfect pawns. And a little bit of this. Not sure if he just hit what he did there, but had a spin.
It's Gonzalez. He's gone off. He's in the grass there. Gotta be careful on the re-entry here.
Getting it to win it is moving himself up into P5 already now, so great run from him so far. Up 13 positions.
And that's just unfortunate for Gonzalez. I was watching him for a bit as he spun and was trying to get it back on the track.
That is always a tough one. I've gotten that one a few times as well, and it's never fun.
No, definitely a sad way to end the night.
I agree. Get it to win it is still on the back of Valentine though, up fighting for P4. His tires are going to be a little bit faster. He does have a softer one, but wonder how well he's going to be able to manage those.
Yeah, he's really got to get by Valentine here within the next couple laps before his mediums go and Valentine's become the more advantageous tire.
Absolutely.
Looks like Valentine has about double the ERS that... Oh, and Ginnett's gone off.
Yes, indeed. Just lost it there, it looked like.
Commentator's curse right there.
It's going to put Catman in a good spot to move up, though.
Yeah, he's on 14 lap pressure mediums.
Yeah, he's going to have a great advantage.
Should be a pretty straightforward move.
And indeed it is. Gravity is just a little bit behind them, just outside a second off the pace behind them. He's going to be benefiting from them scrapping a bit. T-Room's now stretched his lead to 8 seconds there over Jacko. That's a pretty solid lead there.
That Darksider? Yep, Darksider's gone off into the section. Ooh, and it looks like he's beached it.
Oh, no.
That could be a safety car. Oh, you just reset the track?
I think he did.
Not sure what the rule is about that if you're beached.
I'm not sure either.
But that's something that could be brought up.
Yeah. I'm sure the stewards will have a talk over that. Looks like he's just absolutely cooked his tires. He's going straight to the pits.
Yeah, we got a couple different things going on here. Looks like Pons just got by. Oh, and Valentine. What's happened to him? Is he gone off today?
A spin?
Yeah, looks like he went off at the last corner.
Yeah. Everyone moved up.
Yeah, we've really got a race of the top two, and then about position 4 through 9 or so that are all
very
going to be fighting for those spots.
Especially 6 through 8. They've all stayed fairly consistent with each other those whole race. Kinnick's worked his way all the way up into that.
It looks like T-Brome's just gone in.
See what he's gonna. Curious what he's gonna put on. Catman is definitely gonna have the advantage.
Looks like the hards for T-Brome.
Oh really? Going for one
That's
stop.
an interesting strategy call.
43 laps.
I think it's definitely doable. Looks like Majako's gone medium. I think that's probably
a safer option, I would say.
The safer option, yeah, I would say. Oh, and T-Brome spun out of turn 2. Ooh, and that's... I don't know what to say about that one. That was a little bit of an unsafe re-entry there by T-Brome.
I didn't quite see it, so I'll leave that one up to you.
He was about perpendicular in the road, and he tried to re-enter and collided with KB in the Mercedes.
That's what happened to KB there. It looks like Darksider also got disqualified for going the wrong way on track. Abram's wing seems to be intact. Catman and Gravity are still fighting.
Gravity is pretty much drained his ERS, and Catman doesn't have much himself, as KB has gone in now.
So he's gonna be getting...
Guessing it'd be the hards for him. And it is.
New wing as well.
Yep.
Down P8 looks like, so he's gonna have a long ways to go to get back up to the podium there. Although still have a few of the top 5 need to pit.
Looks like it's just Pond and Daltonian, is that how you say it?
I think so, that's how I've been saying it.
Okay.
I feel like I butcher every single one of these, but...
Yeah, but it looks like out of that whole incident, T-Brum got a 5-second time penalty,
I did see
which
that as well.
would think would probably be appropriate for the incident.
I
From, like,
agree.
stewarding point of view.
Seems like maybe a couple points, but
could probably be discussed, that one.
oh, I got a little bit of contact between Daltonian and Gravity there. I think Gravity ran into the back there and just gave him a little spin. It's gonna drop him down to P9. Seems to give a position back to him. Gravity's gonna get another 3-second penalty for corner cutting.
This is going to be a really interesting fight to the end here for the lead. This KB looks like he's going to go for it. Very tight through this corner.
Oh man, side by side.
Nice respect there shown by KB. It was not worth it to go for it there.
Long way to go, a lot of time to make these moves.
That's right. He should be able to get him here with the right exit. He's got it.
Tony's trying to break that slipstream there. As he's
huge
running
ERS difference.
Absolutely. Very nice. He's able to make it out through here. He should be fine. But Daltonian is pretty close. For those being 25 laps old, still have a good bit of pace left in them. Those medium tires. Catman and Gravity seem to slip apart just a little bit there. About a second now.
Looks like a McLaren. That's Bourdon again, who's gone off.
Sure, he was off to a pretty good start. It seems he's having a little bit of issues now in this phase.
Yeah, those tires are just on fire right now.
The other McLaren McKinnon is up into 4th place. So he's able to make a massive impact, but he is still going to have to pit. This Pond ahead of him hasn't pit yet either. Do you know how strong the undercut or overcut is here?
Looks like Don's got himself in some traffic there.
Indeed.
I'm not quite sure. I mean, I think that, you know, in a 100% race, I think it's probably not as big of a deal at a track like Spain. But yeah, I think there's going to be a nice battle between Pond and Ginnett, because, you know, Ginnett's really been pushing his way up the field. You got to wonder if he'll make his way up to Pond as well.
That's what I'm thinking is, if he can close that gap into just a few more seconds, he should be right in a very similar pit window. Just depends on in-laps and out-laps. Gravity's not far behind Ginnett.
It's like Pond is just pitted with Bourdon in a pretty dangerous spot there in the last turn.
He's had 2 or 3 more spins since we last checked on him.
He really needs to cool down those tires.
Pond has put on the hards, so I imagine he's going to try to stretch those to the end. well. Beagle Hunter's closed up on the back of Baltonian.
And Bourdon's just retired on track.
Oh. A spot for a safety car, maybe? Did he crash out or just straight up disqualified?
I believe he just retired on track. Yeah.
The stewards won't be happy about that one.
Definitely a frustrating last couple of laps for him.
Yeah,
so.
it's understandable, but still shouldn't.
Gotta follow the rules.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah. But anyways, looks like Majako's building up a pretty nice lead here on T-Brum.
Yeah,
that's going to be really important in the long run as we kind of follow this battle.
Oh, this Beagle Hunter's gone past Altonian up on the inside into turn 1. There's a little bit of contact. Ooh. Got a little close there. Not really sure what the stewards will say about that if that gets reported.
Looks like Beagle still has a intact front wing.
It appears so, yeah. There doesn't seem to be any damage on that. This T-Brum's also...
Oh, and that's Gravity. Gravity's gone off.
Oh. He's gone off again there. I wonder if his tires are just a little warm. Only 13 laps old.
Really struggling to keep it on track.
Still a couple laps he'd like to have.
And Ginnett has just gone in. Gravity will also come in.
Again, it's gone for the soft.
Now that is an interesting strategy call.
Gravity with another 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. He doesn't have a front wing. He puts on another set of mediums.
So Gabri stopped for the Hearts.
Traps is down in P13 on those softs. They're about 13 laps old. So I'm wondering if he's probably gonna go with a set of mediums for the end of this.
Yeah, I think he could easily take those out to lap 20, 22, and pit for the mediums, which should very well make it to the end.
I'm sure he'll be looking this to make up a few spots towards the end when everyone else's tires are a bit Hawville down in P12's got another 3-second penalty.
So Valentine's gone off, so is KB ahead.
Oh, looks like they had a collision there. Gravity's got himself 11 seconds worth of penalties now as well. It's gonna be a tough one. Pond, Beagle, and Ginnett are all scrapping away here too.
Nice three-way battle here.
Indeed. He looks like Ginnett's gonna try something down the inside. Just barely squeezes through, but Beagle Hunter takes it right back from him. Nice little fight here. Got a spin, looks like gravity, maybe?
Yep, it is gravity.
Skinnet makes it past Beagle. Now Pond is on the back of Beagle.
That was a near miss.
Another close call with the re-entry there.
Yep. So KB's gone in and he's retired.
He was having too much fun. This Pond is going to sneak right past Beagle Hunter there on the front stretch.
Oh! That should be a safety car.
That is definitely. Has to be. Beagle Hunter just came right up into the back there.
Is this not a safety car?
How?
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Anyone hoping for a safety car there is going to be pretty disappointed.
That's not a safety car, then I don't know what is.
Yeah. It's like
that was a pretty big collision with the wall there.
Yeah, lost both his front wheels, it looked like. His gravity is back into the pits again. Looks like he's having a hard time keeping his straight, and he has also retired. His Pork is also on one lap of mediums now, so it looks like he went into the pits last lap. Skinnet set the new fastest lap. Daltonian is into the pits. Imagine he's going for the hards. He's actually going for softs.
So we're now at the midway point. We have 11 out of 18 drivers still remaining. So at this rate, we're going to end with what? About 4?
4 or 5, yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I mean, seems like a pretty easy way to pick up a podium if you can keep away from everyone, it seems like, at this point.
Exactly.
Just a little bit messier than a couple weeks ago. But I do imagine a couple of these guys who have been battling pretty much since the start are going to start to be getting a little worn out by around now. It seems to be flying around the track on those softs. Set another fastest sector time in sector 2. It's closing in on Valentine. Looks like he might get DRS here. Doesn't have DRS this occasion. With 3/10 of them here. Is he gonna make a move? He's trying to go around the outside and is able to sneak through.
Looking back up to the leaders here, looks like Majako has about 15.5 second lead on Chibram. Make it 20 with the penalty, so Should be an interesting fight towards the end.
Yeah, the T-Berm is going to want to close that gap in quickly. Not sure he's going to be able to unless Jack goes. There's a spin there. Stops again. Has he stopped yet? He has not. He's going to be the only one who hasn't stopped yet. Spin in sector 3 from random Dutchman there. He's got a couple cars coming up on him too. Guinness gonna be going by now. Kinnett and Valentine are the only two close enough to any other drivers right now. Even though they've got a 4-second gap. Like random Dutchman is coming into the pits. Yeah, looking like he's gonna want some fresh tires. Imagine he's gonna go with a medium there. Don't think he'd try to run the softs.
It's probably a smart call there from Dutchman.
Yeah, he's gonna take those mediums. Bill also has probably going to need to stop again. I think he started on the soft, so he might go with instead of mediums, I'd imagine at this point. minutes now, just outside of the second off of Catman. Catman may need to pit again towards the end here, because those tires are 24 laps old.
Yeah, you think Kennett would maybe try and put on another pair of softs if he can. It looks like he's just sweating by there.
I think they're both going to have to pit again for sure, especially Kennett's most definitely will. This is just going to come down to who's going to want to pit first. Valentine's still stretching those hards pretty well.
Yeah, he's done full 39 laps.
Hasn't even fallen off the pace at all, I don't think. It's moved up from the start.
Perfect Pawns in the chat saying good evening after his unfortunate DNF tonight. So good evening to you, Pawns.
We got a spin in sector 1. Looks like that was grumpy old Catman. Stracko's now got himself a 20-second lead. Just insane pace. Valentine is starting to lose a good bit of traction now. It's been gone wide a couple times coming out of corners. Maybe looking to pit here soon. Valentine's closing up on the back of Catman now. Pretty level for ERS.
Gotta wonder when Valentine's gonna pull the trigger and head into the pits here.
I'm thinking he might do it here soon. Maybe want to get just under 20 laps left, so he doesn't have to fight those softs all the way to the end, maybe.
Right. I think probably be aiming for 46 to 48. Make it to them.
Probably definitely. Yeah, I think it said lap 22. The softs, 22 laps on the softs. So
yeah.
Catman probably gonna be pitting again as well. At the same time. Valentine is getting a lot closer there. Doesn't move up on the inside, but Catman does go wide.
He's gone wide.
It's gonna let
nicely done there by Valentine.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was just looking through some of the footage that was sent in from some of our drivers, and I think there is a discussion to be had about safe re-entry and making sure that traffic is clear before you re-enter the track.
There was a couple I noticed, but I'm sure there is more.
You gotta think that Majako has put himself in a position here where he could probably pit within the next couple of laps and still come out ahead of T-Brum. Obviously he's gonna have cold tires, so he's gonna want to kind of account for that. He decides to go in. He can keep building this gap as he has.
T-Brum also does have 5 seconds of penalties.
Oh, and
there.
who's that?
Oh,
that's a Daltonian. Gonna head into the pits.
What tire he's gonna go for? Looks like he's going for another set of softs and a front wing as well. D. Gabry up in the 7th as well. So he's been a bit of a slow, quiet race. Still down a couple spots from where he started, but he was running up pretty high at the earlier phases.
Yeah, D. Gabry is one of those guys, you know, he was fighting for podium spots, you know, to the end of Bahrain. He's one of those guys just never goes away. So
He can either be your favorite kind of driver to have on your team, but maybe not against you on the track.
Yeah, that's right.
Looks like Dutchman is able to get past Pork Chops there. Coming into the sector 1, first corner there.
So again, it's gone in.
Valentine or Catman are gonna pit now. Guinness got the softs. Looks like both Valentine and Catman are gonna stay out on a little bit longer. I'm very impressed with Valentine able to get 47 laps out of those hard tires.
Almost a Alex Albon-esque performance there from Valentine. Looks like we had a yellow there for a second.
Not sure what happened there. T-Grum maybe?
Sure.
Valentine's coming into the pits now. And he's taking the mediums, so just maybe not.
I think he served a penalty there.
As well. Not wanting to risk it on the softs, or maybe just not having a set left or something. Beagle Hunter's also coming in now. He's also got a penalty. He goes for mediums as well.
So Grumpy's gone in.
he's going to be taken. Success softs. Nice. So, maybe on more Valentine. Doesn't look like Valentine's going to be close enough to make too much of a gap on him. Just misses out, 3 seconds behind him there. Gabriel's closed up on Beagle Hunter. He stopped. Just wonder if he's going to be able to get ahead and keep Beagle behind. Jacko's now got 27 seconds over T-Brum. I think he would definitely have the pace and time to hit. If he hit for the next couple laps for some softs, he should be fine till the end. Valentine's making a move on Catman now. Gets that done nicely.
Wouldn't count Catman out just yet on those new set of softs.
Absolutely not. He's going to have a little bit more pace. For at least the next 5 or 6 laps, I would assume. Hale's also on some 46 lap old hards, so I imagine those are going to be, so yeah, he's struggling a little bit there. Wonder if he's going to come into the pits as well here soon. Beagle Hunter's starting to come back at Valentine here. Not looking like, not enough room.
And Jacko's gone in.
Oh. Let's see what T-Brum's gonna do about that. Looks like the softs for Jacko there. T-Brum's gonna stay out for now. keep himself a 7-second lead. Oh, that stops. Just a lot of pace he's had tonight.
Yeah, I think Majako definitely did the right thing, pitting onto those mediums, kind of doing the opposite of what, you know, Tibram decided to do. Just one of those typical battles where you gotta, you know, see what your opponent's doing and pick out the opposite.
Yeah. Even before they were on the opposite compound, Jacko still was putting out a pretty solid lead on him. So I wonder if that played any part in that decision, or if it was just purely wanting to do the opposite.
Right. Yeah, and this really leaves Tibram in a little bit of a tricky spot because he's off on 33 lap old hards, and he can't really pit because he's got Ginnett within range to overtake him.
Yeah, no, it's just a little too late to be able to do anything. If he would have pit a few laps earlier, I think he would have been a lot better off with fighting back against that gap. And he also has a 5-second penalty he'd have to serve too. But maybe Ginnett will be able to close down and pass him on track, or at least get within that penalty range for the end here. He's making pretty good progress.
Yeah, I think, you know, barring any incidents, I think that Ginnett should be able to close up this gap, because those softs are going to be definitely a lot more fired up than the 34 lap old hards.
Absolutely. So Catman's starting to fall away a little bit from Valentine. It's just around 2 seconds now. Looking like this guy definitely doesn't have the ERS advantage, down on 27%, but anything is possible. If I've learned anything from this series so far, is it's not over until it's over.
Exactly, and you can never rule out the late safety car to throw a big rut and everything.
Absolutely. I'm genuinely surprised we haven't seen a safety car yet in this race.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. Pond couldn't bring one out. I'm not sure what it would take at this point, but
it would have to be a pretty big accident, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I don't think you got enough cars necessarily to afford that, but Dutchman's gonna go into the pits here. Looks like he's taking a pair of softs. Maybe he's having some trouble with his mediums. And Pork's gonna sneak past him.
Trying to recall how many safety cars we had in Bahrain. I believe it was like,
I think it was two
or three, something like that.
Yeah, I think it was 2. And that one definitely shook up the final standings a bit there.
Yeah, I mean, safety cars have so much more power in 100% races, you know, because of the field spread and just the overall length and strategy of the race. I think those are just really what make 100% races so exciting, you know, because with the whole dynamic of having safety cars and mixing up the grid, new strategies, I think it's really cool to see when those come out.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot more to play for, and you could be having a bad race right up until the last 10 laps, and a safety car could put you on the podium.
Yeah, yeah. Looks like Gannett's closing that gap fairly quickly, down to about just 11 seconds.
Yeah. Starting to slow down a little bit, I think, but his current pace, maybe he'll be able to do it. He's got to shave 6 seconds there. But we do know these tires are going to last for at least another 10 laps, those hards. Grumpy's still not able to close back in on Valentine.
Yeah, but I guess the big things to watch in these last couple laps, had Valentine on the softs, trying to close in on Crumpy Cat on the softs, and trying to close in on Valentine, and then get it to win it on T-Brum. If he can close about another 5 seconds, could take a higher spot on the podium.
I agree, yeah. He's closing just about a second a lap as well. So if he keeps up this pace, I think he's going to have a good shot here. This Grumpy's now got himself within a second. However, Valentine does have a full tank of ERS at his disposal. Been able to store up. I also wonder how everyone is going to be doing for fuel at this point too.
Definitely a thing to keep in mind here. We saw it 2 weeks ago with Scornsy, and
Jacko
was leading towards the end and ran out of fuel.
Yeah, just
Jacko was able to take the win.
I think that Screnzy had a penalty which ultimately decided it, because it was down to less than 100th of a second when they crossed the line, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
Again, it's now down to just outside 8 seconds. He's definitely on a mission.
Looks like, yeah, Dutchman got by Pork there. He does have a penalty. Just 3 seconds.
Pork is going to want to, probably not going to be comfortable with where he's at, want to close that in a good bit. Yeah, I just dropped out to 4 seconds now. flag
Oh,
in
we've got some
sector
yellows.
2. Is that Dutchman? It is, yeah. The spin there. Looks like he's able to get back out safely. Gonna note that. This Catman is close on Valentine. Looks like he's going for a move here. And does get by him. It's just 3 laps left. Valentine is going to go for it again, maybe? Oh, stays behind. Valentine does have about 80% ERS compared to Catman, who's on about 15.
This one's going to be interesting to watch because, you know, Valentine's got the battery, he's got the DRS, and he could have the more advantageous tire in the last couple laps.
Yeah, I imagine at this point those soft tires are about a little over halfway through their life, so they're not going to have a ton left. I think if he can stay close to this next couple of corners, he might have a good chance down this DRS straight. Is on about 5% ERS. Yeah, not looking like Catman's gonna have much to do towards the end of these straights. Looks like he does go wide there too. Valentine is back through.
Looks like Gannett's just about half a second closing that gap.
It's right there, just needs to keep it together for a few more corners. I imagine he's also starting to have a little bit of a drop off in his tires.
Yeah.
Valentine's done a really good job of maintaining his ERS reserves. It's 97%. Unit is now within that 5-second window there. This Catman almost goes into the back of Valentine there. This is going to be a solid battle here to the end between Valentine and Catman, though.
Look at that, Valentine 100% ERS. He is saved up for this battle.
He has been preparing.
But look at the jump Catman's got. He's blown by him.
Blew right past him.
Oh my gosh. Look how far ahead he is.
That is crazy.
Has Valentine run out of fuel? What's going on here?
I think he might have.
It looked like he weighed off the gas
Yeah, just out of that
pretty
corner.
heavily along the straight.
Yeah, he's not getting above 4th gear.
Yeah,
Yep,
he's ran out of
he's
fuel.
out of fuel. That is
Now this is going to spice things up a bit because Beagle Hunter's closing in here.
He definitely would have pace to overtake him.
Now he's burning all that ERS.
Maybe that's what he was saving it up for, hoping he could use that to help him get to the end.
Down to about 5 seconds now for Beagle. Oh boy, this is going to be close.
Indeed. This Jacko is going to take the win. Very comfortably there.
Oh boy. He's got it. Yep, Beagle Hunter.
Oh man, right at the end. Again, to win, it's going to take 2nd place at the end as well over T-Brum. Did have a 5-second penalty, he never served. Looks like it's just Pork. It's finished as well, and Villain was going to be the last one to cross. What a race.
You know, no safety cars, but man, the strategy battle was fun to watch.
No, that was a good strategy battle. Getting it to win it definitely had a great strategy there all through that to come up from last to take that P2.
Let's get some interviews going, eh?
Alright, yeah, you wanna get them invited in here? I don't know that I've got all of them added.
I will get, we've got Jacko.
Ginnett coming from 18th on the grid.
Alright, who else should we get? Pork chops?
Yeah, I'd say we get Pork in here.
Let's see. See who else. Alright, so we'll kind of go through the final order here. We got Elma Jacko taking the win. Ginnett P2, T-Room P3, Grumpy a P4, Beagle P5, Valentine P6, DeGabry P7, Daltonian P8, Villeneuve P9, Porkchops P10, and Random Dutchman P11.
That was a very solid race all the way through that one.
Alright, let's see who we can get for interviews.
Imagine everyone just wants to, the last thing they want to look at is a screen right now.
I feel that.
Let's see here. So next up we're going to be at Baku in Azerbaijan. That'll be an interesting one for sure.
Let's see.
There we go.
Right, we got Jacko.
T-Brum.
T-Brum. Who else can we get? We get one more in here.
Let's see, are we able to get Pork or no? really?
Okay, yeah, we'll have to. Okay, we'll have to look through that.
I
Who
think the
else we got?
stewards are definitely going to have a few things to look over tonight, that's for sure.
Was Grumpy P4?
Yes, I believe so.
I'll ask him.
Yeah, we can hear you. At least I can, yeah.
I think we gotta check on the stream.
Oh.
Alright, so I guess we can go ahead and get started. We'll start over with Mr. T-Brum. So I guess was this your first 100% race?
Yep, it was.
What was your overall impression?
I mean, I liked it. Was pretty not so interesting during the middle part of the race because I was in the middle of a pack, but yeah, I liked it. It was fun.
Yeah, this was definitely a interesting one with no safety cars. So kind of take us through your strategy. Was the plan from the beginning to go soft hard, or was it kind of more of an instinct thing, or something along those lines?
I was planning to go medium hard, but I misclicked and I changed to soft.
Done that one too many times. Gabby, you got any questions for T-Brum?
Guess towards the later stages of the race, what were you thinking there with your penalty there?
I I was just I don't know. I was trying to just fend off Janet, but my tires were at 70%. I couldn't really do much, so I just decided to keep it clean. Try not to get a penalty.
Nice, sweet, very nice.
Cool. Well, good race.
Yeah,
We'll move over to our winner for tonight, Mr. El Majako. What'd you think tonight? Yeah, yep. Right. Yep.
looks like they said
Yeah,
we can't hear
it
him
was
in the
so odd.
chat.
Oh, okay.
Indeed, I think he's just always after that hard charger bonus. It's the only award he's here for. Absolutely, yeah. But that was a
Yeah.
solid, especially both you and T-Brum in the qualifying. I was very impressed with your guys' lap times. You guys were just barely edging each other out there.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
Well, I don't think our viewers could exactly hear all of that, but
That's unfortunate.
just because of the sharing settings or whatever. But uh, yeah,
I know I set
I don't
mine to
know.
open sharing. I'm not sure though. I don't know, this technology stuff is sometimes beyond us.
Anyways, thanks for talking to us, guys. Good race from both you guys. Um, yeah, that's about it. Thanks for coming out.
No problem.
Yes. Yeah, thanks for keeping it interesting there for us.
Yeah, I tried to give Gabba some company
Yeah,
tonight,
thank you. It
but I
was
couldn't
very
race.
lonely back in Bahrain, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely,
thank you
yeah.
yeah,
guys. Appreciate that.
We'll
for
see
sure.
you
All right,
guys in
guys.
Baku here in a couple weeks then. Oh, did we
There
get
was
it?
a vote. There was a vote. It was a little bit of an unofficial vote. But we can look into that. All right, guys. Well, thanks again, and we will talk to you later.
Yeah, see you.
Alright, so I'll go ahead and shut this down, but thanks to all our viewers for tuning in for all this. It's a long couple hours here, but you know what better thing to do on a Friday night, right?
Exactly. I couldn't think of anything better to do than commentate a 100% race. What is any better than that?
You know, yeah, there's nothing, right, really. Maybe driving a 100% race and winning it, but
Yeah, yeah, that's a fair point.
but
Uh, all
all
right.
right. Do you need me? Yeah, I suppose we can just shut this down then, huh?
Yep.
All right, I'll catch you guys on the flip side.